I was in Virginia Beach today, 1, getting my little baby Mo neutered, and 2, taking an exam for school, and I decided to stop by the local Barnes & Noble. I have no shame. Okay, I have some shame. But it was so worth it. It was so pretty, too. Book haul. Who wants a book haul? Ooh. It is now 2 days later. 1, Mo is eating right now, but I'll show you him in just a moment. Post-neuter, he is adorable. It's time for books, but I'm just gonna go through the books in whatever order the cashier put them into the bag. So, in no particular order. Yes, we have A Little Life. You guys are gonna see a trend in these books, and comment what you think it's gonna be. I've heard great things about this book. Jesus, it's a lot longer than I thought it was. I am very intrigued by the hype around surrounding this book online, so I'm very much looking forward to reading this. The next book, yes, All the Light We Cannot See. I've heard of this book for a while, and I've seen it around, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that it was about World War II. I am a sucker for World War II historical fiction books, or alternate fiction about World War II, so I was like, and online it said that it was kind of set in Iceland. So I don't know too much about this book, but if it's, and all of it is, and if any of it is set in Iceland, that's awesome. Iceland, I love that country. Visited for the first time this past summer, and summer 2022. Yes, time. And it's World War II, so I was like, it's a necessary. This is necessary reading. Third book. Oh, there we go. Song of Achilles. Also, something annoying about these books is they all have. Okay, this one doesn't have a sticker permanently on this. I can take this one off, but it looks nice. This one, that's permanently on there. Yeah, that's permanently on there. But again, that one's not too bad. But this one, winner of the Orange Prize for Fiction, that's permanently on there. Like people on Book Talk are like, what are things that readers hate? Books with permanent stickers on them. I am one of those. Yeah. But anyways, Song of Achilles. The Song of Achilles, yeah. Again, I've heard of this book for years, and I was just like, I don't know, I like other books. I'm not gonna read it just because of the hype surrounding it. But I'm a sucker for Greek mythology. I'm a Percy Jackson girly. And I may as well just read it just to see what all the hype is about. And if I like it, I like it. And then I can jump on the hype train with a bunch of other people. Book number 4. Will it be? The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Are you guys catching on to what the trend is yet? So I'm more of a light academia kind of person, but this one is known for like dark academia. People love it for that. But also I'm interested in reading more like academia books, books that are critical of the university setting and academia in general. I am just curious to read something about that, so why not? So that's book number 4. Book number 5. Yes. So this one, The Secret Garden, good old classic. This was what started this journey of getting books, because this specific edition of The Secret Garden is not available online for order on barnesandnoble.com currently, and it wasn't in my local Barnes & Noble. It was only in the one in Virginia Beach, or that was the one that was closest to me. So I was like, I'll do this. I'll buy it online for $4. And when I'm there, I may as well look around for other books too. And then and got a lot of books. But The Secret Garden, really looking forward to reading this specific version just because it looks nice. Okay, back on my book talk trend. I'm a sucker for gay books, more so sapphic books. I am biased, I am a lesbian, but gay books, can't go wrong with them. Red, White, and Royal Blue. Again, I've heard of this book for years. a bookseller at my old Barnes & Noble that I used to, the previous Barnes & Noble that I worked at. I think she liked this book. She was also the one who recommended Adam Silvera to me. But again, I've just heard of this book for years, and I'm just curious to see what all the hype is about, and can't go wrong with a gay love story, so yeah. Okay, next. Ah, yes, okay. This is the final, like, book talky book, I think, in here. Yeah. No, I lied. There's one more. But I've read online, or I saw somewhere online that this is sapphic, but also, I think it also has good polyamory representation, but sapphic representation. Sounds great to me. Again, with the freaking stickers that can't be taken off, over 2 million copies sold. Cool, good for you. And I'm also very interested to see if I like the style of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, because then if I like this book, I might be interested in reading Daisy Jones and the Six, which is also by her. But again, I've heard of this book for years, and very curious to see what all the hype is about and see if I like it. Yeah. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So I have a very embarrassing confession to make. So again, for years I've heard of the term Grishaverse, and in my head it always was just like, oh, that's the author's last name, like Riordan verse, like the Riordan verse is just anything by Rick Riordan. But no, Grishaverse is the magical people in this world, in Shadow and Bone, which is the first introduction to the world, and then this is this next introduction, which is the next duology. I didn't realize that Shadow and Bone, that trilogy, was actually like directly before, and that this, like, when I bought this I didn't realize it, like, oh, I'm now buying these out of order. I have watched Shadow and Bone, the first season. I enjoyed it. The second season just came out a couple days ago as of when I'm recording this, and I'm on like episode 4 right now, enjoying it. So we'll see when I get to reading this if by then season 3 has come out and I know I'll understand everything, or if I just have to like look stuff up before I read this. But I've just heard great things from booktokers, more so booktubers, some big booktubers who love this book and are like, this is my favorite book ever. And I really like the crows in Shadow and Bone, so I'm very curious to read more about them and to like see how I feel about Leigh Bardugo's writing style, to see if I want to read like Ninth House and Hellbent, and maybe even read the Shadow and Bone books, because I enjoy the show. 6 Dangerous Outcasts, 1 Impossible Heist. Can't go wrong with a heist, so. We're getting down to the last few. This one was just a pure, like, why not I got it? Just splurge. It was on a shelf with banned books. People said good things about this book, and there's Kurt Vonnegut. One of my speedmates recommended that I would enjoy his novels. So why not? And it's not too long, and the font's very darn big. So just decided, why not? I'll get it, check it out. Next book, another classic, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I've already read through half of chapter 1 virtually, but I prefer to read books on paper. It's just easier and doesn't hurt my eyes as much. I've wanted to read this book for years, and yeah, great, and another classic. You guys can probably see from these a pattern of like soft classics. I don't know. Currently reading Emma by Jane Austen. This one was another splurge where I was just like, why not? Seems cool. It's on another banned book shelf. But this is just another book that like people online that are like, this is a great book, amazing. Some authors that I like and some booktubers and book talkers like this book. So I was like, why not? I'll check it out, see how I feel about it. And the final book was another splurge, and it was on a table with books where it's like, you can read this book in a day. And I had already heard of this book, and I had it on my TBR, and then I took it off my TBR. Now it's back on my TBR. Carmilla It's sapphic. I could just end the sentence there and be like, that's perfect, that's enough for me. And it's about a vampire and a human fall in love, short read, and it's gay. Sapphic, it's sapphic. Enough said. Yeah, so those are all the books that I got, and I ordered more online. No, I just have to find a place to put all these. Oh, and I gotta show you guys Mo. That's right. 1 second. Here's the boy. He's such a trooper. He's got bread on him to keep him from licking his sutures, and he's doing good. It's very chill. Yeah. Okay, bye. Hello, I'm back a week or so later or something, I can't remember. If you hear noises, that's Mo playing. He's having a ball. But back with part 2 of the book haul. So the first part was all one day of shopping at a physical Barnes & Noble store. This is some from a Barnes & Noble order, some from a thrift books order, some from a school English department book sale. So very wide variety of books. Let's get into it. Just gonna go in a kind of a random order. Let's grab the first one for me. This one, The Little Prince. And there goes Mo, he's going crazy. This is, I want to say this is a kid's novel. Yes, it definitely looks like it. Very short read, but okay, yeah, this is definitely a kid's novel. It has drawings in it and stuff. Joke's on me, it is not a kid's novel. It's for adults. It's just written in the style of a children's novel for effect and stuff. But it's a really cute book, and I've heard some good things about it, and I just figured, why not read a cute little wholesome book? Short read, can probably, definitely finish it in a day. Yeah, so that's book number 1. Let's grab one from over here. Yes, this is The First to Die at the End. So I have read They Both Die at the End. I read that almost 3 years ago now. Wow, freshman year of college. I just finished History Is All You Left Me. More Happy Than Not, I read that the summer before college, and What If It's Us is on my list, and this is also on my list. It's a thickum, it's a big boy, and it's a hardback, and it's really pretty too. I typically don't leave the sleeves on books just when I'm taking them around, just because like they get damaged and stuff, and it's still really pretty without it on there. Very sleek. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it like this, honestly. The prequel to They Both Die at the End. So yeah, looking forward to reading this. Okay, let's see the next one. The Wind in the Willows. Another classic, kind of a feel-good classic. Another short read. It's like 200, not even 200 pages. It's not even 200 pages. And that's like with some of the index and stuff. I like wholesome, happy books, but I want to read classics. This is a perfect fit for me. Mo is really going at it. He is having a fun time. Let's see, one from this pile. Okay, Keeper of Enchanted Rooms. So this one, I was looking for like a specific trope or like kind of aesthetic for a book, and I found this. Magic Has Made Itself a Home, Rhode Island, 1846. I think that this is like a YA kind of novel. Pretty wholesome, pretty simple, but it's pretty, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Yeah. This is Snow and Rose. You can never go wrong with a Little Red Riding Hood retelling. And it's pretty inside. This is definitely like, oh yeah, this is a kid's book. It's only $9.99, and there's pictures and stuff inside of it. But it's like, why not? I can read whatever I want to read. Snow and Rose didn't know they were living in a fairy tale. People never do. Next one. Let's go back to this pile. Shady Hollow. So this is a mystery. It's a cozy mystery, obviously. Just look at the front, you know it's not like a mystery, it's a cozy mystery. I've never read, I don't think I've ever properly read a mystery before. I read my first thriller earlier this year, The Silent Patient. Very good first thriller, I think. And I'm not too, the mystery, thriller genre, horror, those types of things, they don't typically intrigue me. I like more wholesome, happy books or mythology, things like that, yada yada. Fantasy, sci-fi, sapphic, anything sapphic. But this is a cozy mystery, and I think it's like about animals, and I mean, based on the title, based on the cover, kind of seems like it, and a murder mystery. But I just thought, why not just read a mystery? I know it's gonna be a cozy mystery, so it's not gonna be as like hard-hitting as normal mysteries, but why not? I like cozy books, I like cozy reads. Why not just check out a cozy mystery that seems pretty wholesome? Is The Road. I've only heard good things about this book, and I'm very curious to finally learn more about it. So this is another book that I got at the English department book sale at my school. Ghosts. It was just a short book, and I was like, that seems cool. It just looked intriguing. I like the cover. It's just literally just a little moon, and it's short and small, and I was like, I can just read this in a day. Again, not even 150 pages. The Girl Who Drank the Moon. Yes. I think that this is based on mythology. Don't quote me on that. It just looks interesting, and I love the moon, and I love things about the moon, so I was like, why not read a book about a girl who drank the moon? Yeah, and apparently it won an award. This is like one of the only kind of stickers permanent on books that I don't mind. Next one is another book that I got off of Thrift Books, Honey Girl. I have had this on my TBR since like 2019 or something, and I've just been meaning to buy it. It's a sapphic book, and I finally got it for cheap. It's a little dented, and I can't see if you can tell in the camera, but she's been loved, but I'm looking forward to reading this book because sapphic, and you can't go wrong with sapphic. I'm looking forward to reading. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's another Little Red Riding Hood retelling, Red Wolf. This is another one that I've like seen in Barnes & Noble since like 2019, and I've been like intrigued. Can't go wrong with a Little Red Riding Hood retelling, and I've wanted to read this for years. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so this is the last one that I bought from the English department book sale. It's a poetry book, so another short one. This is the author, Jamal May. Just seemed interesting. The poems are a bit longer, which I like. I typically don't like to buy poetry books. I have obviously bought a decent amount, but I don't like to buy poetry books where the poems are all like this big and they're like teeny tiny. It's like, I don't know. I want some more meat to my book. I don't want to be paying so much for white space, so that's why this one intrigued me. Plus the cover is just really cool. But can't go wrong with the steampunky vibe on the cover. So now we have The Rose Code. So this one, my aunt is a librarian, and she recommended that I read this book because she recommended me one of my favorite books of all time, Wolf by Wolf, which is a World War II reimagining book. World War II alternate history where Hitler won, basically. And other things happen, obviously, but it's a fascinating story about just everything that happened in it. But she recommended that I read this. This is another World War II book, 1940, 1947. My only gripe with this book is that the pages are like not even, so that's a texture thing. And then it's a paperback, but it has these fold outs. Another thing I'm not a big fan of. But like as for the actual content of the book, seems like it's gonna be a very cool read. I have not read too many World War II. World War II is one of my favorite like time periods in general just to learn about. It's just fascinating learning about all the societal impacts and everything, and how it's still clearly impacting us today, and how it impacted the Jewish people. It's fascinating to read about. So cool. But I don't think I've read too many of like historical retellings and tellings about it that are adult, and this is definitely an adult book, so I'm looking forward to reading this. I've mostly read like YA and stuff. Next, we have another Little Red Riding Hood retelling. This book is older, I think, I want to say. I think I've also heard that it's more of a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but she wears a red hood, so that's cool, right? This is another YA. I am curious to read it because Little Red Riding Hood can't go wrong with Little Red Riding Hood. And this is, oh, it's kind of damaged. The Way Through the Woods. It's about mushrooms, is what I understand, and grief. It is fiction, but it's about mushrooms and grief, and mushrooms are cool. Nature is awesome. And I recently lost my childhood cat, so I have been grieving. So I was like, grief book? Yes, please, give it to me. And it's pretty. And I really like this how it's hardcover. It's very pretty. Yeah. Looking forward to reading. This one is called The House Witch. Isn't this cover gorgeous? It's so pretty. It's clearly a series. Definitely looks very self-published in a way. Oh, and the back is pretty too. But it's a big boy. It's like, this is as big as my face. As big as my head. It's a thickum. I like wholesome books. This looks wholesome. Mo is playing again, and yeah. Okay, final book. And this one is another kids book, I suppose. Yes, I'm reading a lot of kids novels, I'm realizing, or young readers novels. But you know what? Sometimes that just happens. This one, I got this specific version of Anne of Green Gables because of this cover. Look at it. She is so pretty. Like, you cannot go wrong with that. But yeah, it's just pretty. So I have a manga version of Anne of Green Gables, but it's at home currently. I've always been curious about Anne of Green Gables, especially like now there's a Netflix show, Anne with an E. I think I watched the first 2 minutes of the first episode, and it seemed interesting, and I want to watch it, but I'd like to read it first. And wholesome, happy novel. I would love that. So those are all the books that I got. I have a lot. I should count how many I have, how many I got, and just went over in this book haul. I'll be right back. Okay, there's a chance that I miscounted, but it's at least 30 books. So hopefully I can read all 30 of these in this year. That's the goal. Because I already have a very large physical TBR of books, but a lot of these books have been in my TBR for like years already, and I have the discount, so that's why I was able to like convince myself that I was okay to do it. But gonna be reading all of these and making a lot of videos about them, so stay tuned if you want to hear my thoughts about all these books. Yeah. Okay. Bye, friends.